Queen Elizabeth II has earned an epithet and should have her name changed to Elizabeth the Dutiful, according to former pop star turned vicar, Reverend Richard Coles. Queen Elizabeth II died on Thursday aged 96, and the Church of England priest, who was formerly a pop singer, Reverend Richard Coles, is keen for the late monarch's name to be changed. Like other former British kings and queens such as Ethelred the Unready, Alfred the Great and Ferdinand the Fickle. The Reverend, who achieved 3 top 10 chart hits in his band The Communards, insisted the Queen should receive her own title after death. Many have spoken of how the Queen had a busy calendar of work commitments right up until the end of her life and was notorious for her reluctance to skip engagements even when she was ill. In fact, just 2 days before her death, she personally met and appointed new Prime Minister Liz Truss. Now Reverend Richard Coles is keen for that dedication to her work to be honored with the epithet Elizabeth the Dutiful. She understood her role was to unite a nation in a time of adversity, he exclaimed proudly. The job of our leaders is to hold us together, and the Queen understood without having to be told. That wasn't the only name he suggested for her in his opinion piece for the Sunday Times today, with Elizabeth the Long-Lived being another contender. Although she didn't live as long as her mother, who died aged 101, she did have the longest reign of any king or queen in British history. She had overseen a grand total of 15 prime ministers during her time on the throne and earlier this week had met with both Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. Another possible name for the dearly departed monarch was Elizabeth the Far-Travelled. A nod to how modern transport innovations had allowed her to cover more ground than anyone else before her. Former Conservative leader Mr. Johnson used the epithet Elizabeth the Great when he discussed her in his speech mourning the nation's loss. Only one royal has ever been awarded the title of the Great in history, Alfred the Great, whose reign lasted from 871 to 899. He received the name after saving Britain from the threat of Viking conquest.